Hey everybody, hope you're doing good. It's a rainy day here. I wanted to give you a little update. There's a small craft advisory out today, wind gusts to like 26, 30 knots on Albermarle Sound. I don't want to cross in that because I really just don't have the experience to be able to feel confident to navigate in those kind of conditions. And one thing about sailing, the idea of sailing winds for a new sailor is maybe 7 to 12 knots of wind, and gusts are 10-mile-an-hour gusts up to 15. That's manageable, but not small craft advisories when the winds are 16, 18, 20 knots and then gusts to 25, 30 knots. That's a little beyond. Here's a little explanation of what a wind gust does to a boat, and as you can see, it definitely can make for difficult conditions. And it's a good idea not to, scare yourself too quickly. I certainly don't want to scare Amy too quickly. The idea of learning how to sail is, you do it in increments. And as you feel confident at certain levels of wind, one day you'll be like, hey, 15 knots is no big deal. Then you learn how to sail in that. And then you're like, hey, 20 knots. And then you can go up from there. So, but that takes time. You don't want to jump from, this 8-knot sailor on a lake to 30 knots out, on the ocean or a bay. So we're delayed, we're just taking us longer to get south. The other thing too is we are working from the boat, so we have to stay connected to Wi-Fi. I do have cellular, but we also have to have our computers plugged in, and we're still trying to work out that system. So the bottom line is we've only really been able to travel on Saturday and Sundays, and with this winter weather, you can't predict that you're going to get a weather window, every weekend. So we're trying to figure out. We are here in Coinjock, and we have about 77 miles to the next major stop, which is Belhaven, and this is the route. Take a look at it here. This is on my Polar Navy software that I have installed on my computer. Not the software that I'm using to navigate from the helm. I use Navionics on my iPad, but this is just help plan. And as you can see, we come down this channel out into the river, and then here's the crossing to the Albermarle, then down the Alligator River. There are some anchorages down south the Alligator River, and then across the longest channel. This is the longest channel on the ICW, and eventually it'll take you out into the bay, and then we head right over to Belhaven. So that's the next leg of the journey, and I was hoping to be able to do that Saturday and Sunday, but there's a small craft advisory out. So, but at the same time, I've seen that the forecasts can be really wrong. Sometimes when it says things are going to be bad, actually the conditions are good. Other times when it says it's good, it's bad, so weather forecasting is an exact science. So we're probably going to just have to go out and take a look at it, go out and see how bad it is, and if it's okay, then we'll make the crossing. And if it's not, then we'll anchor out and wait. But the main thing is we have to be connected to Wi-Fi or the cellular and have the electricity for our computers for Monday morning. So that's what we've been wrestling. That's what we've been juggling. Those of you that are wondering, why it's taken us so long, why we're still in northern North Carolina. So that's just an update. Weather rules when it comes to sailing. Weather is king, much more than you realize when, we live in a house and like a normal person. Weather really does determine everything in sailing. So just wanted to get that little update, and we'll keep you posted. Hopefully the next video will be we cross the sound and we're on our way south more. But right now we're kind of stuck in Coinjock. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. In preparation for our sail, I got my new Garhauer blocks installed, and we took a look at our jib and decided to install our jib sail. We had the jib sail removed to keep it out of the sun's UV rays ever since we got to Norfolk, and now it was time to reinstall it. But we had both kind of forgotten how to reinstall it properly, and we did our best to remember. We actually even looked at some of our old movies, but when it was all said and done, it just didn't look right. And also, we just didn't have enough line in the drum, and also we couldn't close the furler, and on top of the mast it didn't look right either. So there's only one thing left to do. We decided to call our friend and get advice. Hello?
So you're going to roll the sail out.
Okay.
And you're going to loosen the halyards enough that you get the strop off of there.
Okay.
And then you're going to take the strop off, and you're going to tie a bowline. Oh, it's called a bowline on a bite, but it's a bowline right up close to with the strop, right up close to where the ring is on the sail.
Yep.
And that will probably take about 4 inches out of that length there.
Where does this go? And I guess we have to make the halyard looser so I can pull it down.
Once you've done that, you can tighten the halyard. You hook it up, tighten the halyard, and at that point, you can roll the sail in. You're way short on wraps on the drum. And if you get into a stiff breeze, you're going to have a problem with that.
Yeah.
So because the sail will roll tighter in a stiffer breeze, and then you won't have enough line to get it all the way in.
Yeah.
In fact, you don't have it all the way in right now. So you're going to want to take about 7 or 8 additional wraps on the drum. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to take the jib sheets off and you're going to coil them up together so they're neat in your hand. And then you're going to start making wraps around the sail with them in the direction that the sail is rolling. So you're going to make 7 or 8 wraps around the sail.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep. I understand that.
And then you're going to run your lines back through the blocks, and you're going to run one of them back through the blocks, because the other one you want to make sure is clear. So you're going to run one of them back through the blocks, you're going to pull the sail out and make sure that it looks right, and then if it looks right, you run the other one around the other side, and then you roll the sail back in. And when you roll the sail back in, the jib sheet should be wrapped around the sail maybe 3 or 4 times. When you roll it back in, there should be 3 or 4 wraps on the drum.
Yep.
Yep.
And that should be easy enough to do. It shouldn't take you, more than 5 or 10 minutes to do all of that. And hopefully when you get all done, it'll all work smoothly and so on.
All right, thank you.
Reach me if you need to.
Thank you so much.
Oh, sure. My pleasure.
So here's the paper chart of our Albermarle Sound crossing. As you can see, it's 2 minutes per year, or 6. So it's 10.45. This is the chart. This will show us what route we're to go. Now, as you can see here, there's a direct line that goes from the mouth of the river here right across Albermarle.
0.6.
It's the 10 plus 6. The variation at 2014 was 10. It's saying here that the route is heading south 203. So that's 203 degrees true. Now, every map is marked in true, okay? True is north, just the map is oriented north. So you see this rose star, this rose compass thing?